doing something a little bit different. I'm trying this camera out. It's actually on my phone. The GoPro that I use is a Hero 3, so it's actually really, really old. Got it in 2015 when I was doing motorcycles. I was riding motorcycles with my friends a lot back on the East Coast, and used it mainly just to kind of protect myself against, you know, someone pulling out in front of me or someone saying I did something that I didn't do. So it's old. It needs to be updated. Right now, I'm just kind of seeing how everything goes. I want to test this out first because this does shoot 4K, which is what I'm shooting it in. One of the things that I kind of wanted to talk about briefly was, I know I did 5 complaints or things that I don't like about my car. Now I want to do 5 things that I really like about my car, and kind of what drew me to it. First thing, you know, that I'm going to start with is the body lines, how the car looks. The design of the car is really nice. It's a nice 2-door. I don't want to use the word sports car, but it really kind of is. It looks nice. It's great. I don't have any complaints on the way the car looks. That's really what drew me to it initially, along with the fact that it's front-engine, rear-wheel drive. Prior living on the East Coast with all the snow that we had, rear-wheel drive cars just weren't as common, and they weren't as usable. With everything that I pretty much owned on the East Coast was front-wheel drive. It was easy to drive. I used all-season tires. Something like this, I would have to buy another set of wheels, put snow tires on them, potentially studs, and then may even have to add some weight to the rear of the car. So coming out here, this is my second rear-wheel drive car. I had a Mazda RX-8 prior. I had it for about a year. Bought it as a project. Ended up changing my mind on what I wanted to do. It didn't fit the needs and what I was going to be doing with it. So I just went ahead and got rid of that. And then I bought this. My second reason for buying the car is Modability. You just go online and look. I mean, there's performance mods, there's handling mods, there's all kinds of suspension, turbo, superchargers. Some people are even doing nitrous. There's also just the aftermarket's huge. Aero, if you want to do that, wide body, if you want to get into that. Those aren't my taste, but you know, if you want to do it, great, go ahead. It's something that if you buy this car, you can pretty much build it for whatever you want. Third thing I like about the car is I've always been a Subaru and Toyota fan. This is my 3rd Toyota product, and I guess technically this is also my 3rd Subaru product. So I can still enjoy the brands that I like, and I have what I want. And that's probably not a great thing, but I'm kind of brand loyal when it comes to a lot of things. So if a company makes a good product and continues to make a good product and I like it, I'll generally keep it and keep buying their stuff. Fourth thing that I like about it is even stock, the handling is actually really, really good. It's not it's obviously, you know, better once you lower it and you do some work to the suspension, but I drove one of these when they first came out back in I drove it, I think it was either late 2012, early 2013. I went down and had some maintenance done, or was it an airbag? I think I had a recall done on one of my other cars at a Toyota dealership, and they had one of these that just came in, and it was red. It was Firestorm red, just like this, and I absolutely fell in love with it. I took it up a road and drove it at speeds that I figured the car would not be able to handle, but it absolutely did, and it was wonderful. Best handling car I've ever driven. So that fourth is handling. The fifth and final reason that I bought this car was value. I'm not going to get into what I paid for the car. It's markets, and depending on where you're at, it's going to affect that a lot. But for my area, I got it at a good price. It actually came from another state, and I got it locally. Like, I had them bring it in, but it was very nice. I find that it's hard to get, for the money, it's hard to get a rear-wheel drive car, especially something that's set up that's moddable. I mean, for the money, you could probably get a little bit older. You could get like an older Miata. If you really wanted to get like a Mustang or Camaro, you could, but it would definitely be a lot older than the Miata. This is a 2015, so I mean, you could probably get like an NC chassis Miata for right around what I paid for this. You might be able to get an ND, but it would have to have a ton of miles or be in really bad shape. So those are the 5 reasons that I bought this car and what drew me to it. And you know, it's different for everyone. Everyone has different things that they want to do with their car, different things that they need their car for. And really, at the time, I had another vehicle, so this was just kind of my weekend car, or like I would go out and you know, go ride in the mountains with it or whatever. And I didn't need to really worry about what I did to it. So for me, that was great. Now, since I have a company vehicle, I since sold that car, and you know, this is I guess my only transportation outside of my work car. Besides, you know, we have another car in the family that I can use if I need to, but I generally on weekends I don't have a lot going on, and really, as long as I can make it to work and come home, I don't, you know, if I'm stuck at the house, I still have a motorcycle and things like that I can ride. So it's not a huge deal or deal breaker for me if something goes wrong. With the 5 things that I like about the car, and I've already given the 5 things that I dislike. Plans. Like, do I have plans to further modify my car? Yes, I do. I think I talked a little bit earlier in one of my videos, unless it was something that was edited out, I don't remember. I do have plans of, at some point, you know, boosting the car. I haven't decided if I'm going to supercharge it or turbo. I kind of go back and forth. One of the things that I've considered is the Speed by Design turbo kit. They're priced pretty well. I think they're right around $3,000 minus fuel management. There was some fuel maps going around years ago because they used to tune it off the Open Flash tablet. I do have a copy of those. So they were available. I believe it was on either the 8.6 forum or maybe it was Scion Life. I don't remember, but basically what I'll do with that is I'll take all of the fuel maps and fuel tables and ignition tables and pull those over into a new file that'll work with my calibration ID on my car, if I go that route. And then eventually go Ecutech for a tune and go with a Pro Tune. So if I don't do that and I supercharge it, I've kind of thrown it around to either going HKS or going with like a Jackson Racing supercharger. Both of those are pretty good options. I've heard some negative reviews on the HKS, mainly on like Facebook groups and forums, but there's not a lot of information that I've found. It seems like a lot of people just don't go that route. Other than boosting it, I don't have a lot of, you know, major plans for this car. I guess needs a strong word. I want to get a front lip for it, put a front lip on it, and then from there, I mean, aesthetically, there's nothing else that I really want. I don't plan on going with any frame mount wings or any aero or any wide bodies. I like the factory body. The wheels, the rear wheels, I do wish were just a tad bit. The offset was just a tad bit different. So what I'll probably do is get some like 5mm spacers for the rear and just run that. I'm not huge on staggered setups or anything like that, so I didn't go with it. And with the price that I got the wheels for when I bought them, I wasn't about to order 2 different offsets, because the other offsets actually were more expensive. So I'll put a 5mm spacer on it in the back and it'll be fine. I don't plan on doing any really anything else. Get a lip on it, boost it at some point, and then, you know, that's kind of it. I don't really foresee anything else exterior wise. I have some interior things I want to do. I want to get rid of the stupid fake carbon fiber that they use. Either wrap it or go with, like, maybe they make an Alcantara one that's, I think it's from Toyota, armrest, and I mean that's pretty much it. I do plan on at some point, I've got a couple of ideas in mind for project cars to do since I have a garage, but I'm not even sure if I'm going to do that just yet. But thanks for watching, my video. I'll post some additional content later on. I have some other videos planned that I'll do, and if you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, thumbs down, but give me a reason, why, some criticism, constructive. And then, if you don't mind, subscribe to the channel. I'd like to keep doing this and, try to be as positive as possible to other people. All right, guys, stay safe and have a good one.